welcome to yoga. So this is just a half-hour flow. Simple sequence, nothing too challenging, just a really nice way of ironing out the kinks and the creases, either getting you ready for the day ahead or just helping you wind down the end of the day, whatever that's been. So if you can start kneeling, and ideally somewhat towards the back of your mat, you want a bit of space out in front of you. If kneeling's not okay for you, then feel free to sit in any other position that feels better for the body. Rest the palms down on the thighs and close down your eyes. Put some pressure down into the palms and down into the shins and tops of the feet to help you grow tall through the crown. Drop into the natural rhythms of the body. Don't change anything of your breath just yet. Just be really aware of it. What moves as you breathe, what doesn't. The really obvious sensations as well as those that are more subtle. Try and allow for an expansion of the belly on the breath in. A drawing back of the belly on the breath out. Take about 4 or 5 more breaths like this. Every one you take might be longer and deeper than the one before. Slowing it down, lingering between breaths. Using this as an opportunity to quieten the mind and drop right back into the body. Keep your eyes closed if you can and begin to walk your hands forward into child's pose, but extended child's pose. So have your arms reaching out in front of you. Spread your fingers wide and press your palms down into the ground so the forearms lift. Have this gentle sense of hugging the upper arms towards each other. Let the armpits roll in towards the heart space. Let the head be heavy. If your forehead is resting on the ground, you can take a rock of the forehead side to side, pressing out the brow space onto the mat. It feels really nice. Take one more breath here. Use your breath in to draw yourself up onto the all fours. As you do, dome your upper back, tuck your chin and tilt the pelvis back. Return yourself to a flat back, a neutral spine. Use your next inhale to float your right arm towards the ceiling, lift it up. And then thread your right arm all the way down and underneath the left armpit. Drop down right shoulder, cheek and temple, and then place your left fingertips to the mat in line with the face. Some pressure into the back of your right hand and down into the palm of the left. Encourage a gentle twist. Notice the space in the back of the right shoulder. Take 2 more breaths here. Slip your left arm long to the very top of your yoga mat, fingers spread wide. Press into your left palm to unthread your right arm. Slip that also to the top of your yoga mat. Hands nearly as wide as the mat. And drop the chest and the chin or the chest and the forehead down to the mat into your anahata. Keep the belly drawing in. Toes can be tucked or untucked. It's a personal choice. One more breath here. Press down into your right hand and slide your left arm underneath the right armpit. Drop down shoulder, cheek and temple, and then slip your right fingertips in line with the face, elbows high. Press down into the back of the left hand. Press into the fingertips of the right hand to encourage some twist of the torso. Just take a couple of breaths there. Slip your right hand long to the top of the mat. Press down into the palm as you unthread the left. That'll go to the left corner of the mat as you drop your chin and your chest, or your forehead and your chest back down. Look forward towards the top of the mat and gently slip your way forward, belly all the way down onto the mat. Bring your palms underneath the front of the shoulders, fingertips in line with top of shoulders, elbows will hug in. Tone the legs, tone the belly. As you inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, Bhujangasana Cobra. As you exhale, let your forehead drop down to the mat, but keep the tone. 2 more times. Inhale to lift it up. Exhale, drop down. 1 more time. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, drop down. Press your palms into the ground, buttocks to heels, Balasana, child's pose. Slip it back. Rock your way back up onto your all fours. Dome your upper back, tuck your chin to your chow. Lower the belly, lift the heart, lift the tailbone. Big breath in. Exhale, dome through the upper back, tilt the pelvis back. 1 more time as you inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, look up. Exhale, flat back, neutral spine. Kick the lower right leg off to the right side of the mat. Take your left foot to the back of the mat, sole of foot down. Reach your left arm to the ceiling, press firmly into your right hand, look up. As you exhale, bend your left elbow, palm to the back of the head. Breath in here. Exhale, curl left elbow to the inner right. As you inhale, unravel, keep the hand to the back of the head. 2 more times. Exhale, curl elbow to elbow. Inhale, unravel, lift. Last one, curl elbow to elbow. This time as you unravel, release that left arm to the ceiling, lift and look up. As you exhale, left hand to the top of the mat next to your right. 3-legged dog, your right leg will go to the sky. Take a bend in your right knee, roll the right hip open. And draw the right knee to the nose, hips, chest level. Step your right foot through between your hands. Left knee drops down to the ground. Lift the arms high to the ceiling. Inhale. And as you exhale, tuck your back toes, half Hanumanasana. Hips go back in space. Right leg will straighten a little or a lot, toes lift. Stay in this shape in the low body, but come to the fingertips, half lift of the chest. Left hand stays down. Float your right arm to the ceiling. Twist the Hanuman. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, hand comes down, bow in. Ripple forward on your inhale. Come off that left knee, fingertip lunge. Breath out. Left foot steps up to meet right at the very top of your yoga mat, Uttanasana. Let your head be heavy. Take hold opposite hand to opposite elbow and separate your feet till about hip width apart. You're welcome to take a little bend in the knees. And close down the eyes for a moment and just drape the torso over the thighs, using the weight of the head and gravity to help us fold deeper. 1 more breath here. And let the elbows go. Bring your palms to your shins for a halfway lift. Extend the spine forward, shoulders well away from ears. As you exhale, fold, maybe grabbing onto the back of the legs, curling forehead to shins. Press down into your feet. Inhale all the way to stand. Reach for the ceiling, lift up tall. Breath out, hands through center energy channel, folding down to the ground. Exhale. Halfway lift on your inhale, long spine. Exhale to fold, take it back. Step, step, plank pose. Big confident steps to the back of the mat. Shoulders in front of the wrists. First round, drop your knees down to the mat, untuck your toes, and in slow delivery, belly all the way down to the mat. Firm the thighs, firm the belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana, lift the head, lift the chest. Exhale, forehead down. 1 more time, inhale for cobra. Exhale, press back, child's pose, buttocks to heels.
Straight back up onto your all fours on the breath in. Kick the lower left leg behind you off the mat, right leg long to the back of the mat, right arm to the ceiling, lift and look up. Take a bend in the right elbow, hand to the back of the head. Take a breath in here. And as you exhale, right elbow meets left, curl. As you inhale, right elbow to the ceiling, lift. Exhale to curl, elbow to elbow. One more time, inhale to lift. Exhale to curl. Inhale to lift, release the fingertips to the ceiling, big reach. Exhale, right hand goes down next to left, three-legged dog, left leg to the sky. Take a bend in the left knee, roll the left hip open, scorpion your dog. And then step your left foot quietly between your hands, low lunge. Right knee delivers down towards the ground. Squeeze the buttock, reach for the ceiling, Anjaneyasana. Sink on down. Take a full breath in here. As you exhale, tuck your right toes, half Hanuman, hips slip back in space, bow. Half lift in your Hanuman, and then float the left arm to the ceiling, twist it, look up. As you exhale, left hand comes down, ripple on forward, fingertip lunge off your back knee. Big breath in here. Breath out, step and fold to the top of the mat, let your head go. Press down into the feet, all the way to standing. Reach for the ceiling, lift and look up. As you exhale, interlace the hands behind you, catch a bind. Narrow the shoulder blades to lift through the sternum. Take a breath in. Firm belly, soft knees. Exhale as you fold. Let the fist come up and away from the low back. Head can be heavy here. Halfway lift with your bind, long spine, crown forward. Release the fist, hands run down the back of the legs as you fold in. Palms to the mat. Step, step, plank pose, big steps. Press down through the hands. Little tuck of front hips up and low ribs in. As you exhale, knees or no knees, Chaturanga Dandasana, no lower than your elbows. Flip your toes, cobra or upward facing dog. Use your fingertips. Chin to chest, belly to spine. Downward dog, pipe the hips up and back. Inhale, float your right leg, right leg. Exhale, knee to nose, tiger curl. Rock your weight forward, dome your back. Step your right foot through between your hands. Stay off your left heel. Reach for the ceiling, high crescent lunge. Sink on down. Take a full breath in here. And as you exhale, interlace the hands behind you, catch a bind. Lift through your heart on the breath in. Breath out, little bend in the back knee as you curl forehead to right knee. Inhale, kick that left heel away, lift through the chest. One more time, exhale, tuck the knee under, bow down to the right, lift the fist. Release the bind, reach the hands for the ceiling on your breath in. Step and fold to the top of the mat, breath out, let it go. Bend the knees, sink the hips, Utkatasana, chair pose, sit deep. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Press into the soles of the feet to stand for the breath in. Hands simply to heart, thumbs to heart space. Exhale. Right knee to chest. Slowly kick your right leg behind you, lead from the heel. Toes point down to the mat, arms can wing back, Dagasana. Just hold. Take another breath here in balance. Then deliver your right toes to the back of the mat. Reach for the ceiling, high crescent lunge. Interlace the hands behind you, catch the bind. And as you lift the chest, drop the right heel to the mat, look on up. Breath out, bow to the inner left thigh. Humble your warrior, head heavy, gaze can go back to that right foot. Lose your bind, but maintain the lunge. Reverse your warrior, left fingertips all the way up and over. As you exhale, windmill your hands to the earth. Big step back, plank pose or down dog. Down dog you can stay. Plank, feel free, high to low, chaturanga. Inhale for up dog or cobra, long neck. Exhale, rolling that back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Float your left leg. Take your left knee to your nose, tiger curl, weight rocks forward. Left foot steps between your hands, high crescent lunge as you rise up. Catch an interlace of the hands behind you. As you lift through the chest, little bend in your right knee, curl forward, forehead to left knee. Breath in as you lift up, press that right heel away. Again, exhale to curl in. Inhale to lift up. One more time. Exhale to curl in. Inhale to lift up, lose the bind, reach for the ceiling. Breath out, step and fold, top of the mat, let it go. All the way to stand, reach on high. Exhale simply, palms to prayer. Left knee to chest, bring it up. And slowly wing the arms behind you as you kick your left leg back, lead from the heel, toes point down towards the earth. Take a moment here. Really power up both legs, particularly that left leg. Begin to slowly drop your left toes to the back of the mat. Reach for the ceiling, high crescent lunge on the inhale. As you catch the bind behind, drop your left heel to the ground. Lift through the chest, narrow the shoulder blades, and start to fold forward, powering up that left leg as you go. Soft, trusting torso above, strong, stable legs. One more breath here. Maintain the lunge, but lose the bind as you reverse your warrior. Big swoop, right arm comes all the way up and over. Exhale, windmill your hands down towards the ground. Step back, down dog or high plank. Flow or be still. Option chaturanga dandasana. Upward facing dog. Rolling that back, downward dog. Drop your knees to the mat. Untuck your toes. Take your buttocks back towards your heels. Close down your eyes, child's pose. Just a moment here. Two more breaths. One more breath. Back up onto your all fours, tuck your toes, downward dog. Same flow, adding on a little quicker. Right leg to lift, breath in. Bend the knee, roll the hip open to your exhale. Knee to nose, tiger curl, inhale. Step it through, rise on up, high crescent lunge. Catch a bind behind you, sink on down, but lift the heart. And then just one time, dome forward, forehead to right knee. Inhale to lift up, release the bind, reach for the sky. Exhale, step and fold, top of the mat, let that go. Chair pose on your breath in. It's just in the first round. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Press all the way to stand. Palms come back to prayer. Right knee to chest. This time reach the arms high. Exhale, kick your right leg behind you. Full Virabhadrasana 3. If this is too strong, fingertips to mat or arms reach behind into Dagasana, up to you. If your arms are reaching in front of you, palms face each other, either shoulder width apart or even to prayer. Last breath. Drop your right toes to the back of the mat. Reach for the ceiling on the inhale. Catch the bind behind, right heel to earth. Lift through the chest. And bow to that inner left thigh. Head can be heavy, fist up and away. Lose the bind, maintain the lunge. Reverse the warrior to the inhale. Exhale, windmill the hands to the mat. Three-legged dog, left leg to the sky. Take it back up there. Take a bend into the left knee, roll the hip open. Take your left knee to your right elbow, curl it underneath the body. Take it back, roll the hip open. Option to drop your right forearm down to the ground, maybe. One more breath wherever you are. If your forearm is down, pop it back up. Take your left foot down next to your right, rock forward into plank. Stay in your plank or chaturanga, no lower than the elbows. Cobra or up dog, knees or no knees, yogi's choice. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Left leg to lift, breath in. Knee to nose, breath out. Step it through between your hands. High crescent lunge on the inhale, reach for the ceiling. Catch the bind behind for the breath out. Lift through your heart. One time, bow, forehead to knee. Lift on up, release the bind, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, step and fold, top of your mat, let it go. All the way to stand this round, bypass chair. Hands simple to heart, exhale. Left knee to chest with the arms reaching high, heeled away, toes towards the knee. Kick your left leg back behind you. Arms can stay reaching forward, or of course, fingers to mat, or arms behind if you need a little more support here. Take one more breath. Deliver your left toes to the back of the mat. Reach for the ceiling, high crescent on the inhale. Left heel to the earth, catch the bind behind. Really live through the heart. And then bow to the inner right thigh. Fist comes up and away from the low back, head heavy. Maintain your lunge, reverse your warrior, big swoop. Right arm all the way up and over. Hands wimble to the mat. Three-legged dog, right leg to the sky. Try not to drag the feet. Take a bend in the right knee, roll the hip open. Take your right knee underneath your body to your left elbow, curl and twist. Take it all the way back, three-point dog. Stay here, option of course to drop left forearm to mat. Back up off the forearm if it's down. Downward facing dog, right foot meets left. And for the last time in this practice, rock forward into plank. Knees if you need. Slow, high to low, chaturanga. Big heart opening, up dog. Roll it back, down dog. Drop down to your knees. Send your feet over to the left as you sit down. And swing your legs all the way around in front. Take your right foot off to the right side of the mat and take the sole of your left foot to the inner right thigh. You can square your chest a little bit towards the right foot. Reorganize. Draw the right toes back towards you. Press the heel forward. Press the back of the leg down. Tall breath or tall breath. Sit up tall on your inhale. As you exhale, you can start to fold forward. Down the length of your right leg. Some of you might be able to reach your left hand to the outside of your right foot. If you can, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, outside of somewhere down the right leg is perfect. Take another 2 breaths here. And one One more. Use your breath in all the way up. Lift that left arm and take the left fingertips behind you. Take your right hand to your left knee. Go on and twist to the left. Take a big breath in here. As you exhale, release the twist. Release your left leg wide. Have the 10 toes drawing back towards you, heels press forward. Find a bit of external rotation in your thighs and press the back of the legs down. As you do that, sit up really tall, full breath in. As you exhale, feel like you're tilting your pelvis forward, low back presses forward, walk the hands down in front. In this posture, Upavista Konasana, it's really hard to fold deeply. For many of us, we're quite upright and it's like inch by inch, little movement. And others can go fairly deeply, maybe forearms down, maybe even forehead down to the ground. Let's take another couple of breaths. One more breath down here. Have the low belly in as you rise on up. Take a bend into the right knee, sole of right foot, inner left thigh. You can square your hips and your chest towards the left foot if that feels good. Left toes draw back, heel presses away. Left leg down into the mat. Sit up nice and tall. As you start to fold forward, it'll be the right arm this time that reaches for the outside of the left leg. Maybe you catch the foot. A little pressure, right hand to the leg, until you feel something really nice from the space of the lowest right rib to the back of the right hip, and that last third of the spine. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Low belly draws in. Use your breath in to rise up. Take your right hand behind you, take your left hand to your right knee as you twist over to the right. Sit really tall, maybe even peek back over the right shoulder. Full breath in here. Exhale, release to center. Take a cross of your left leg in front of your right, Sukhasana. Take the hands to the knees, sit up really tall. As you exhale, you can fold forward. Maybe you release the hands and walk them forward. Let the chin and the chest be heavy. Begin to walk the hands back in towards you, raise on up. Come all the way down to the back of your body. Take a bend into your knees, soles of feet to mat hip width. Brush the back of the heels with your fingertips and then set them just out of reach. You can still feel them just. Press down into the soles of the feet as you lift the hips towards the ceiling for bridge. You're welcome to keep your arms by your side, or you're welcome to interlace your hands beneath you. If you do so, just narrow through the shoulder blades and roll the upper arms beneath, and then press the pinky fingers, the wrists, the forearms down into the mat so you can really lift the hips high. Have a little sense of drawing the heels back in towards the buttocks at the same time as pressing the feet down into the ground. Just take one more breath here. Take a big breath in. Slowly as you exhale, release the fist and roll down nape of neck to tailbone. When you get there, separate your feet just as wide as the mat and let the knees knock inwards. Rest the palms on the belly and close down your eyes. And breathe your breath into the belly, into the palms. Slow it down. Smooth it out. If you have the space, take your arms completely wide T-shape, back of hands down, palms up. If you don't have the space around you, just bend your elbows, cactus arms either side of the head, that's fine too. Lift the legs up to tabletop, knees bent, directly over the hips. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, slowly and carefully drop the knees over towards the left. Soften them all the way down to the ground. And if it feels okay, you can turn the gaze to the right. You might need to readjust the arms and the shoulders. Generally, the higher the knees hug towards the chest, the higher up the spine, you'll feel the twist. And just take any adjustments that feel good for your body. It should just be really comfortable and super pleasant by now. Let's take 3 more breaths in the twist. Press down into the back of the hands, hug your low belly in. Inhale, knees to center. Exhale, over towards the right. Head can go left if that feels comfortable. Any readjustments that you need. And just settle and relax for a couple of breaths. It's really nice to take the time to organize the structure of the bones and just soften the tissues around that. Base of your next exhale, draw the low belly in. And then inhale brings knees back up to the ceiling. Wrap your arms around your shins and hug them close. I really like lifting the forehead to the knees, curling into a teeny ball. Take a full breath in here. And as you exhale, let your legs go long down your mat. Take your arms by your side, back of hands to mat, palms up. Make any readjustments that you need with the shoulders, feet, to be able to rest comfortably and quietly in Shavasana. And as you lie in Shavasana, present, aware of all the sensations under the skin. Noticing everything and focusing on nothing in particular. Allowing time for the benefit of the practice to settle in. Time to just be quiet and still. You can stay in Shavasana as long as you wish. If your mind starts to wander, just come back to the breath. If you need a stronger anchor than that, place a slow count to the breath, 4 or 5 for breath in, same for breath out.
sure you stay in your Shavasana a good 5 minutes. It's well worth it. But ultimately, you can be there for as long as you wish. So thank you for practicing with me